right, good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Weird market that we're in, and we saw it a whole lot more today. I'm going to go ahead and flash this at you here on VCIG, and just a lot of really weird stuff. You look over here at SCNX, this thing has knifed, and we'll talk through it all this morning here, but it's just been a really weird time. It's been a really weird time trying to trade out there the last 2 weeks, really. Monday, Wednesday of last week was amazing. We had stuff like GMPX. We just had ELVM. We had a lot of really awesome stuff last week, and we had this positive feedback loop, and we were just really moving in the right direction. Well, then you come in this weekend, it's just been one thing after another, where you come in on Monday and AWS servers are down, and so I'm unable to take a trade. Broker's down, can't even trade it, unusable. And so I missed a couple moves, and then we come in, I think it was GSIT, and then on Tuesday, Nerve happens, and Nerve was the only opportunity. And then guess what? I started to get some lag from the outages again, and it's still not exactly where it needs to be in terms of having real-time quotes. And so Wednesday comes along, extremely choppy. Thursday comes along today, and the only two gappers we have out there, knife, 20 cents left and right. Now I'm going to walk through it all here with you this morning. I'm red today, very small, but still it was a red day. And so I took 2 wins today. I took 2 losses today. I'm like barely red, but so let's go ahead and get into it here and break down the unfortunate events that took place today. And really just a weird morning. And so we came in today, and I was watching a few things here. I'll pull up my notepad. I was watching 5 things: SCNX, RB&E, AREB, IMCC, and NDLS. Well, the only ones that actually ended up moving from this list were AREB and SCNX. So those are the ones that I focused on. Those are the ones that everybody focused on. Nothing else was really moving. And so we start the day over here at AREB, and it looks pretty good. I'm watching it here. I missed this first move because I'm not going to go chase it up into the highs from pre-market. Absolutely not. That is not what I'm going to be doing today. And so let me get my pin tool here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And so what we have here, if the pin would load, what we have here are these lower highs from pre-market. Check this out. These lower highs from pre-market that we get breaking back above here. But then we've also got to consider the fact we have all these topping tails off the high from pre-market, topping tails. So I'm a little bit hesitant here. And so what I wanted to see happen here was, right, a simple pivot out of that range. And so as this gets breaking out, this happens really quick. You see just 2 candles here. Look at this. Grabs liquidity off the high right here and starts to knife to the downside in a very significant way. I mean, this thing knifes quickly. Look at this. From 360 all the way back to 280. Almost a dollar move to the downside in just 2 candles. And so again, I'm a little bit like interesting. And so this is weird. And so again, we've got a whole lot of liquidity now sitting overhead, right? And so something to be mindful of there. And I was watching it in this range here, and it was sort of consolidating in this range over VWAP, and it just looked very sideways, very hesitant. And it's like I didn't have any real clear direction. It ends up making the move. I try to take pullbacks off the 90 MA down here to see if we can't get a curl back higher for the breakout. You can see here for the breakout higher, and it looked really good. I ended up having a pretty small win on this overall. And I played it here from 330 to 340s, and I was like, all right, I made a couple bucks on it. Almost break even, but I at least got some profit on it before the knife. I'm just glad that I came out unscathed. This could have been a whole lot worse, but I came out unscathed. And so then this thing pulls back again, knifes off the highs again. And so we have knife here. And so then it pulls back again off of VWAP and starts to, again, put in this range. And again, sure, you can say that maybe it's going to be active as an area of demand. But again, do I really want to trade this after what just happened here and here? And so again, you start to lack that conviction. You're in this sort of... if it happens here, it's probably going to happen again. And what did it do? It did happen again. And so, in actually a massive way. And so it just keeps on getting more and more dangerous. And so then we know it knifes here, puts in place, again, these lower highs, and breaks out. Well, God, I feel bad for anybody that chased it up through this breakout spot, because holy crap. This thing knives from the 360 to a low of 260, 269. Some crazy stuff. Again, which is why today it's just like, nothing is really sticking out as being a quality setup. And so this was AREB that, of course, just traded it once for profit. I started the day and had SGBX, and I actually played this fairly well. I'm quite happy with this, actually. And so I played here. I even get a nice ad for the move up to VWAP here and played it really well. And so this thing was pretty nice. We had the break of the downtrend here going in the market open. It breaks. I take the first 1 minute pullback, risking off moving averages for the range to VWAP. And I got that exact move, and I actually played it here. I even got a nice ad over the previous high. And I played it from 319 all the way up into, again, the 340s on this. And so, again, I got the... And this is why yesterday, why this is so... I don't even really care today, because I'm happy with the trades, but I'm not really mad. Sure, the knives out there suck and price action, so I'm not mad about it at all, though. Yesterday, I was a little bit upset because I took some trades I shouldn't have. But I reviewed all my trades yesterday. I came in today with a game plan, knowing exactly what I was going to trade. And that's exactly what I did today. So I came in and I got some profit on the table here with SGBX. Simple little 1 minute pullback on the front side of its move off of the moving averages. And I got a beautiful move here, almost 30 cents a share. Got some profit on the day there. And then I went over to AREB. Very little profit there. I go over to SCNX. And I'm watching this. It's setting up in a pretty good way. You can see it's consolidating nicely here. Look at this. You've got higher low, putting in place these bottoms here. And we've got, again, this sort of tightening channel here. But if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see the big picture was not that. The big picture here, again, which we had from pre-market, looked more so like this. Oh, that is a very large line there. So we had this pre-market trend formed as this here. And so I'm looking for accumulation off these pullbacks to see if we couldn't get a squeeze back up to $1. And then, of course, get that move higher to 120, 140. And so I didn't get that. I actually took two very small losses here. You can see when I say very small, I'm talking very small. I had 3,000 shares here. I had 5,000 shares here. And so just very small trades here. And so then we come through the highs. And what happens here is this thing knifes here. It knifes here. Massive knife here. Heavy manipulation. 1, 2, 3. Tries to go again. Knife back off the high. And so then it finally goes again. And I don't take this here, and I wish I did. Of course, hindsight 2020. It's easy to have hindsight. It's easy to say I should have done that, but you can't do that. What does it do? What good does it do? And so it breaks out, and I tell myself, well, look, this thing's already knifed 1, 2, 3, and the same exact thing happens here. The only thing that was better about this was a daily breakout setup. Let me erase this so it doesn't draw something here. And so the daily level here was 112 on the daily. And so I knew that if we got over 112, we would have range to whatever. We'd have range to 2140 here. But I didn't take it because I was so put off by the ARBE price action. I was so put off by these knives that I just didn't have conviction to trade it. And it's so frustrating because I wish that I could have and I wish that I did. But it's just hindsight 2020. In the moment, this thing was knifing left and right. I had no cushion on the day. You figure I was red here, small. I had small profit on AREB. I had small profit on SGBX. And I just didn't want to come and play this and risk flipping deeper into the red or flipping red initially. This isn't actually where I flipped red. I was still above water at this point. And I didn't want to risk taking this, knowing there was nothing else moving. By the way, nothing else was moving. Nothing was moving. So I don't want to risk taking a trade and getting knifed. And then I flip red. And then I've got nowhere to turn to get that back. Nowhere to turn to go trade something else. And so hence, I don't take this. And so then it breaks out. It halts to the upside here. Resumes quite weak. Extremely top heavy off these highs. Knifes lower. Puts in place a bottom off the 90 MA. And I try to take a little bit of a scalp here off this pullback to see if we couldn't get a move higher. Now, again, very small win. And I'm playing it here from, you can see 131 to 132. So what am I doing there? And then again, look at this. Big knife underneath the moving averages. Look at this. More manipulation. Grabs liquidity off this pullback. And after it reclaims the trend, I take a re-entry, looking to see if we can't get a squeeze up through 140. And I play it there from 129 to 130, like 131. And it's like, again, another penny flip. What am I doing there? But this whole time, I'm just so worried that this is going to start, again, and giving me a halt down is ruining my day, which I've already got no cushion, no other opportunity with. And so after that, or actually during this, was a VCIG. This was the real nail in the coffin for today. If it wasn't for this, I'd probably be break even today, but I took a small loss on this. And so on this here, we had a nice look on the daily. Look at this. I'll show you the range that we had here. On the daily time frame, we did have room here. What I was looking for was room to about $5. So we had about 460 here, back up into the daily 20 moving average. Nothing here really was indicative of being key. Nothing was really here in terms of resistance. So I'm like, all right, this looks really good. So I take a pullback entry. I'm going to show you what I did here. And so I take the break of this daily low. Take a look. Beautiful setup. I would take this 10 times out of 10. Over 310, we had range to 460. All right, cool. You got to be kidding me. And so this breaks out. Look at this. We have liquidity drawn here. So there's sellers sitting here. Price breaks above, pulls back. I start to see some buyers step in right here. Well, as I see buyers stepping in here off the 90 MA, off of VWAP, also off this past area of supply, I'm expecting this to, again, now be respected as an area of demand, and this thing starts to curl back up into its previous highs, up into this past high here. That's what I was looking for, at least. And of course, that didn't happen. That candle quickly flipped from a beautiful hammer off the low, because this was an awesome looking hammer candle. Beautiful look. This candle right here was a massive hammer off this low, confirming just like this. You can't really see it because of the color. Hold on. And so we had this beautiful hammer just like this. If you were trading this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Put in place a beautiful hammer off this past high. I take the entry to see if we can't get that move higher. And then boom, knife. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So that's my morning. But the big thing is that I want to tell you here is I've been doing this for a very long time. And I know as somebody that is new, you figure this is my 8th going on 9th year doing this. As somebody that's new, you don't have that past history to go back and look at, to zoom out and look at. You don't have that proof of concept per se, or that experience through market conditions to know that this is going to flip or that it's not you. I can say I've been doing this, and I don't say this to brag or boast, but I've been doing this for a very long time. This is my lifeblood. This is just what I do. This is what I breathe. I come in every day, and my job is to trade the markets, trade small cap, low float stocks specifically. It's just what I do. This is like brain surgeons do surgery on brains, and they go to school for 8 years or more. And I'm sitting here, I trade small cap stocks specifically for every single morning. I do not miss a day for 8 years. And so if that helps perspective at all of how things are moving right now, hopefully it does. Because even me, as somebody that does this every single day for so long, there's slow periods. And that's what you got to understand. Trading is not just a game of straight line success. It might seem like in hot markets where you have for us, for example, from April all the way to early September, it's just nothing but straight big green days. I mean, we're having like 30, 40 RDR weeks, and it's like, you can't make this stuff. It's an insane stretch this year. I'm super blessed to have that. I'm super grateful. But the big thing is, all good things come to a temporary end. And these hot cycles aren't just called hot markets. Hot cycles are cycles for a reason. They cycle on and off. You're going to have slow cycles. You're going to have hot cycles. And typically, we have 2 months of slowness led by 4 months of heat. That's just how things typically go. Just like you have bear and bull markets, you've got hot markets, slow markets. And it's not a game of getting out there and trying to make money in every market. It's a game of just trying to survive when things are not quite there, because I'm okay with having 1 or 2 break-even weeks. If that means I'm going to come out on the other side beautiful and green. That's just trading. That's what you've got to understand, is that's just trading. And it all comes before you know it. And the thing is, here's how it usually goes. You have this negative feedback loop, which is what you got right now, where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week was the last hot days we had. Then, of course, Thursday, Friday, extremely slow. Then this week's just been crazy. And so what needs to happen is you'll just come in one day, you'll have everything starts to just work. And you're like, wow, everything's working. And you start to get back in the feel that you get that positive feedback loop. That confidence comes back to you. And you just take that into the next day, and it begins to compound again. But whenever things are like this, it's time to size down a little bit. Time to sit. You just step back. I didn't take any trades. I took, what, 5 trades today? And so that's how I'm sitting here too. But I took very small size positions just to sort of get out there in the market, get a feel for things, see how things were going to be moving again today. And until things are better, that's what you got to do. So hopefully you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this. I will keep you in the know with when things are hot, when things are slow. But the biggest thing is you just have to show up every single day. And the fact is, times like this make profitable traders, because the ones that aren't cut out for trading are the ones that give up and get shut out the market from a lack of discipline during times like this. So don't be that guy. Be the guy that understands market cycles are just part of the game. There are going to be periods of slowness, and there are going to be periods of hotness. Just something we have to work through. That is trading. So all that being said, hopefully you learned something. Again, make sure to, as always, claim your 7-day free trial down in the description below to watch me trade stocks just like these every single day in real time and get alerts, education, watch lists, scanners, news, and so much more. And that being said, I will see you back there tomorrow. That link is down in the description below, so check it out. I'll see you guys there. And let's have an awesome rest of the week. Well, Friday's tomorrow, so hoping for the best. See you guys there.